further ado, we've got Corndan. I like that reveal with the music. That was pretty good. Yeah. Corndan, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay tonight. I have some fun games today.
Okay, that's good to hear. By fun, what do you mean?
I mean not fun.
Okay, let me see.
I guess fun for us, not fun for 4 people.
Now, I believe this is based off of a movie, is that correct?
It is based off of a movie.
Okay. And it's on Game Boy Advance. We haven't had too many GBA games.
Which I'm actually surprised by, because there's a lot of trash on GBA.
There's so much trash on GBA. Oh, yeah, you're not lying about that.
I am not lying about that, no.
Oh, what's one other hint that we can give? What do you think, Corndan?
Well, I partly chose this because April 1st is coming up.
Oh, yeah!
As a throwback to last year.
Throwback, or the year before.
Was it the year before?
It was a while ago, because we had all of those games with a very similar theme.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm sure somebody is going to guess in chat, because this is terrifying. I'm doing the reveal now. The game is Shrek 2 Beg for Mercy. What an appropriate name.
It is!
Oh, no. Corndan, how could you?
Well, they vetoed my first game.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, and I know your first game. I really want to have your first game.
I know! I've tried giving that to like 4 different groups so far.
How could you veto it? Well, that's okay. They pay with Shrek.
They paid for it with Shrek.
That's kind of sad. You know what?
I know, right?
You didn't want to play my video game? You gotta play Shrek.
Well, I mean, the last time people vetoed my video game, we got things like RoboCop 2.
Yeah,
and Tasmania.
That was something. Good old RoboCop 2. Well, you know, what kind of game would you say this is? Is this going to be a platformer?
It's a really bad platformer.
Okay, so really bad platformer.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll be begging for mercy once this match is done?
I don't know that it's necessarily that bad. It's not Tasmania bad.
Okay.
But it's not particularly good. I mean, it is a GBA movie platformer, right? I think that should tell you all you need to know.
Okay, I'm just getting confirmation about who is doing audio for us, and it looks like it's going to be Mr. Psycho. Or Seiko.
Psycho. Yeah, she is doing audio for us today.
Awesome. I love it. You know, Corndan, every day I need a little Shrek in my life.
Well,
in fact, the doctor prescribed it.
He did?
Yeah, it turns out my doctor lost his license shortly after that.
Was your doctor a donkey voiced maybe by, you know, Eddie Murphy or whoever it was?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Oh, geez, good old Eddie Murphy. What a donkey.
Yep. So, yeah, we get Shrek 2. You guys love this. It's fantastic. And by fantastic, I mean awful.
Yeah, this is not going to be a good game. I promise. Oh, you know what? I've been just blabbing this whole time. We need to actually check how the audio sounds. Better than most Shrek music, I'll give it that.
Yeah, it is better than most.
That's not really a high bar.
No, but as I like to point out for a lot of these games, every time you think you've set the bar low enough, these games bring shovels.
They certainly do. Well, we are just about to begin the countdown. What should we have people spam? I see a cat.
Sure, we can spam cats, why not?
Spam cats and swords and maybe feathered hats if you have any. We're doing the countdown right now. Wish them the best of luck. Oh my gosh. Okay, I see cats in chat. Yeah. More cats. We need all the cats. Wow, there's so many cats on Twitch. I love it. Unfortunately, some of them are Bubsy.
Well, you know, you just have to take that risk, though, to get cats. Some of the cats might be Bubsy.
Okay.
Some of them might be Puss in Boots, right? So it's like Antonio Banderas.
So they are playing as Puss in Boots.
For some of the levels, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can handle that. That's fine.
So, yeah, so this is basically a sort of generic platformer.
Okay.
By sort of, I mean very. With 4 levels of, like, 6, like, sub-levels in each.
Okay.
And there's a boss at the end of each.
Oh no. Not a boss.
A boss.
I like the sounds. This is actually pretty, like, I like the meowing. That's all I like about this. But yeah, I can already tell that the platforming is a little bit slippery. That or the detection for the platforms.
It's, the jumping is not good either, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a Game Boy Advance game. I am expecting that we'll probably see some completions. The speed run for this is a little bit under 20 minutes.
Oh, not bad.
So I figure we might see a completion or two. We might not. Who knows? It'll really come down to basically kind of how the bosses are. And some of the levels later are a little bit more mazy than this. I don't really expect a whole lot of deaths. The game's designed for little kids, and so it's not too hard to avoid most enemies.
Yeah, it seems like 4 health is plenty at this point. More or less,
totally is.
What they're going to have to do is judge how difficult this game is going to be in order to decide how much they should rush. And the idea that I have right here is that they should probably be going fast.
Yeah, and I mean, speedrun makes some pretty good use of some damage boosts and stuff like that. Ignores a lot of that. You know, the real difficulty, at least in these early stages, is going to go get the keys, right? Making sure you have all of that. You know, we're already seeing, Zell basically going through to collect all the coins, and you don't need to do that. The coins are pretty much optional. But I didn't tell them that. In fact, I didn't give them a manual, right? Because I couldn't find one, and I'm lazy. So they got a jump attacks.
Thank you for being lazy.
I know, right? And, you know, A jumps and B attacks, and the shoulder buttons might do something. I'm not really sure which. And that's just how it is.
Yeah, that doesn't seem too rough. Oh, Zell just fell into a pit. There's one death.
Yeah, I mean... I totally, as I said, I totally expect some of this here, right? Seiko's already on, right, the 3rd stage in here.
Not bad.
Into the Haunted Wood. Which adds a new mechanic. You can jump on, the walls that have trees, like tree branches. They're brown. That's how you can tell.
You can also climb the vines.
Because cats climb vines, guys.
Well, cats climb a lot of things, you know. If you put a cat near a wall, odds are it's gonna at least try to climb once.
My cats don't climb the walls, but one of them will get his claws stuck in the curtains, like, all the time.
Yeah, I can believe that.
And then he looks at you and tried to play innocent, like, I'm not stuck, while his paw is, like, stuck above his head.
Yeah, cats are liars. I think it's the second law of cats. Always lie. Always. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Psycho is getting the hang of some of these physics pretty quickly. Dragon's Cloud is not that far behind, neither is Lena Lieta. I feel like it's going to be close for quite a while.
Yeah. I think we'll start to see more spread on the bosses and stuff, and the bosses themselves aren't really hard, but they, it's getting the right mechanics and everything down. I think that's where we'll see a little bit of those.
So I've got a question.
Yes.
Is Shrek for kids?
I mean, I suppose so.
Are you sure?
Well,
are you sure Shrek's for kids?
So I look at Shrek the same way I look at, like, Aladdin and stuff like that. Like, notionally, Shrek is for kids, notionally Aladdin's for kids, but there's so many, like, in-jokes and references that you don't get until you're an adult.
Oh, yeah. I haven't actually gone back and seen Shrek since I became an adult. But, yeah, I was always under the thought, I think Shrek is PG-13. It really makes sense as well. So it's just a little bit strange to me that we have this kids game, obviously aimed at kids because it has a cat on the front.
Well, yeah, I mean... Yeah, Shrek is an onion. They have...
I mean, I guess.
I mean, that's just how things are.
Oh, yeah.
So, these archers are probably some of the worst enemies in the game. They definitely can, basically, shoot you well before you ever get there. So you have to be pretty careful with them. Zell kind of has it pretty well figured out.
Wait, Shrek was PG. Never mind. It was for kids. I've been lying to myself this whole time.
I mean, but there's so many things that got past the censors in Shrek, like Lord Farquaad.
Yeah. I'd also say that in Utah, maybe people were a little bit more under the notion that there might be things in Shrek that you don't want your kids repeating.
Well, yeah. That is also true.
Or that maybe you do want your kids repeating. Or at least your aunt's kids, because you don't like your aunt.
I was going to say, what you mean to say is that it's things that you want to go take your nieces and nephews out to see and then send them home to their parents.
Exactly. You slightly corrupt them just a little bit, the right amount. And it's like they can't get too angry about it, but just the right amount. They're not going to disown you. They're just going to be like, did you really have to show them Shrek?
I mean, what does your sister think about Shrek?
Is she here? I don't know.
Don't know.
I know she watched Shrek, though. For sure. We watched Shrek plenty of times when we were young.
But I mean, that would be the person to ask, right? My nieces and nephews are all too little to really understand Shrek. Because they're like 2 and 3.
Yeah. Chad, you're all pretty. What's that?
Why does this game exist, White Panther? This game exists solely to make money.
Yeah. And do you know how much money it made?
I don't know. Enough to justify making another Shrek game.
Maybe. Shrek 2... GBA.
There's 2 Shrek 2 games, I believe.
Are you serious?
One in Shrek 2, yeah.
Why are there 2 Shrek 2 games?
I don't know.
We don't need this. This is not what we need. Oh my gosh.
No, you know what we need is more Shrek cards.
No, we don't need any more Shrek games.
So while we've been talking here, Dragon makes it on to the next world, where we now get Shrek. And look at that portrait picture.
Oh my gosh, he is gorgeous. He seems a little bit slow, but not any slower than the cat.
He's a little slower, but not...
The hit range is a little worse, though, is probably what I'd say here.
Yeah, that is true.
So, Corndan. Collectathon, eh? You got it. Do you have to get all the coins?
No, you don't have to get any of the coins.
Oh, okay. That's good.
The coins, like, don't do anything for you. They're there. I don't even know what they get you. They supposedly get you rewards.
Maybe there's a secret level.
There could be. I don't know.
Secret
So
level.
apparently, this game made $18 million.
What?
Yep.
I was gonna say a couple 100,000 would probably have
It
been
sold
enough.
700. It sold 700,000 copies.
What? Where are you finding these stats?
That's what Wikipedia is for.
I'm looking for Wikipedia. I don't even see a Wikipedia article. Oh my gosh. Okay.
My wife just pointed me to the article, and so yes.
Well, she's doing pretty good there.
She's
Good.
doing the Lord's work.
You know, if I probably put the word Wikipedia in here, it'll show up for me, won't it? Yep. Nope, the Shrek wiki showed up. That's kind of scary.
So I love that fairies help you fly, right? They help you float, right? And fairies could probably help you fly, but Shrek's kind of fat.
Yeah. You know, he can't do anything about that. Except maybe sit up every once in a while.
So if you get those apples, the apples are bombs, right? And they're really only important at the end of the game.
Okay, look. I click on Shrek 2 Beg for Mercy on this Wikipedia page, and it just takes me back to the list of Shrek games. I'm begging for mercy to take me to the actual article. Wikipedia.
Well, you know.
Wow. They even have some voice clips in this. That makes me happy. It looks like everybody is finally onto the Shrek levels. So, are there any complications here? I feel like there's probably a little puzzle solving.
Yeah, so this is mostly a maze, right?
Okay.
You gotta, right, in every level you gotta find the key to get out. And then go find the door. So that's about the only hard part about the game. In terms of this, but it's just not good.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's not good.
So after you do 2 Shrek levels, you go back to doing Puss in Boots because they clearly don't like Shrek.
They don't. That's kind of rude, but you know.
So Dragus Cloud is already kind of got it figured out. They found the key. He's on the third level. Zell has also found the key to this, and I expect that we'll probably see Luna and Seiko get that pretty soon. And I love how in chat, like, all of the comments about this game are people wouldn't like Shrek if they had this game as a kid, and probably wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm just thinking of other Game Boy Advance games because we had Polar Express one time, and this kind of gives me, like...
The same sort of vibe?
Even though visually they're very different, it still is very much a game for kids that has occasionally challenges that show up, you know? It's not extremely difficult.
Yeah, the game's not super difficult, but it's still not good. And that's kind of appropriate for this particular match. Right, we're at a match where everybody scored 5 points previously.
how old was I when Shrek came out? I was 16.
I don't know, when Shrek 2... I know when Shrek 2 came out, my wife and I were dating, because we saw it at the movies.
Ah. Like, it's so funny to me that Shrek has this weird legacy of... Like, I'm not exactly sure why the internet deals with Shrek in the way that it does, but it's kind of beautiful.
Well, it's one of those things, like, you know, people remember it as a fairly good animation, right? With a fairly high-profile cast, and it did well.
Yeah, it did. Like, Shrek is one of those movies that, on paper, sounds really dumb.
And you know what? Maybe in real life it was kind of dumb, but it was a fun movie.
Oh, yeah. It was dumb. I think that's really one of the early 2000s titles that started taking the typical formula and just making fun of it, mocking it, you know?
Yeah, it's not high culture, right? But the movie was fun, and that's what you needed.
Wow, do not tell the internet that this is not high culture.
Well, all I have to do to respond to that is just yell out donkey, and then it'll all be fine.
The sad thing about all the games that came out about Shrek is that, one, they all lost pretty much most of the humor, and two, they kind of go against a lot of what Shrek 2 was about, which was like destroying the cultural norms and just being a fat ogre and being okay with being a fat ogre.
Well, this game is all about defying cultural norms, right? It's about being who you want to be, and that right now is a cat with a sword.
No! Corndam! That's not what this game is about. This game is about selling 700,000 copies as quickly as possible, because guess what? A movie is coming out, and you gotta make something.
Hey, speaking of our previous conversation, I now see Essentia's in chat, and so we can ask her what her thoughts on.
Did you like Shrek, or do you currently like Shrek? Actually, I want to know both of your opinions. Carrie. We'll find out. It feels like, honestly, Shrek right now feels like a fever dream that it even existed. To me.
Wow.
And it's not the worst fever dream I've had, but, you know, it's just kind of surreal.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Shrek. It was fun.
Oh no, I love Shrek. You did like Shrek, but you don't currently like Shrek. Ooh, okay. Opinions have changed. I think I'm still sort of a Shrek fan, is what I'd say, you know? I like how ridiculous internet Shrek has become, because it's just the world of memes.
So, while we've been sitting here talking, we've got Zell, who's moved on to World 2-4.
Yeah.
Alright, puts him first. Dragus Clown. Everybody else is on World 2-3.
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to increase in difficulty a little bit, and the main difficulty is the knockback.
Yeah.
Oh, Zell has fallen all the way down!
So those bats, man. Those bats are the winners.
See, Corndam, that's exactly what I say. Essentia doesn't let her kids watch Shrek. See, this is why I gotta have your kids over sometime so I can show them Shrek.
Who is going to show them Shrek if you don't?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I'd get in a little trouble, but not enough that I'd be disowned, and that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Tiny bit of trouble.
Just enough trouble that you can get away with it?
Yeah. Yeah, I know I probably shouldn't tell Essentia about this, but you do own Shrek? Wait, you own Shrek? Just let them watch it. Okay, okay. Essentia's kids, if you're watching, ask her to watch Shrek. Demand it until she gives in. Demand it. It's PG, so it must be okay, right?
Must be true.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble if they're listening.
Yep. So, Seiko and Dragon's Cloud are here in the exact same spot.
They're not watching. Well, that's okay. I'll remember next time. Yeah, it's interesting that this part is being a little bit of a wall. I think mostly the knockback in this is pretty atrocious and leads to death. And these bats, seriously,
the bats are awful. The cat dies when you go in water is pretty bad, but you know that's understandable. I mean,
no, cats really don't die when they go in water.
I don't know. My cats act like they died.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's that.
So Zell found the door, but didn't find the key.
Wow, Essentia's saying better Shrek than Troll 2. That is a hot take right there. Wow.
Wow. So
Zell has the key now, though.
So if you watch your nieces and nephews, you just show them like things like Troll 2 and Neil Breen movies.
No, I won't show them Neil Breen movies because in one of them, I think it was 13 million people die. I'm not going to show them that, okay?
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, and also you see his butt, like, in almost every movie, so no. We're gonna pass on Neil Breen.
That's probably for the best. I mean, I guess I've never seen Neil Breen struggle.
Well, basically, what you do is you take a movie director, have them face the horrors of H.P. Lovecraft, and then this is what they would make after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, Zell taking a death to the really tasty-looking spikes. Not gonna be...
Oh, and it sends them all the way back!
That's so cruel!
That's amazing!
No, Essentia, how about I show them Poltergeist? That's PG. We definitely shouldn't have watched it as kids, but it's PG.
I imagine you guys shouldn't have done a lot of things as kids that you did.
Well, yeah, our parents were kind of okay. Like, with stuff. Am I sure Poltergeist is PG? Oh, yeah. I've looked it up many times. Even though it has a literal human skeleton in the movie. Not even a prop, it's actually a skeleton. Oh, geez, Zell is having a hard time with this swinging section.
Well, I think the last time where Zell actually did this, I think he caught it at a good time. And so, I don't think Zell
almost
realized that you can swing.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But they know now.
Yeah, and Essentia, the first Indiana Jones, that's PG.
Well, so some of those movies, right? Weren't they around before there was a PG-13 rating?
Oh, quiet, Corndan. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I mean, a Psycho was PG. So, yeah, I mean, there's that. Yeah, melting Nazis is definitely a family-friendly thing, so just remember.
Well, I mean, you know what? If more families melted the Nazis' faces together right now, America would be in a better place.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it looks like Dragus Cloud and Zell are essentially on the same part, and Dragus Cloud is actually succeeding this time. Very nice.
Yeah, and Seiko's a little bit farther along than that.
Well,
right now, Zell's in first. I believe Seiko's in second. But all three of them, Seiko and Lena and Dragus, are all pretty close.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the back got Zell! Bat to the butt. That's always gonna set you back a little bit. And that's another death. I think Zell will be going back to the beginning of the stage. Oh!
Yep.
He was in first for so long, and now he's fallen back.
Still in first. Nobody else has gotten to the skeleton yet.
It's true.
But Seiko is really close. Right, if Seiko just goes and kills the frog, Seiko will be there.
Oh, there's the frog. I think Seiko's going for the frog. Oh, there we go. Frog kill is down. Good, good.
Right, and Dragus is also right there.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and say parental guidance is probably a good thing to follow, you know? If you're a parent, you have the right to guide them in what they can or cannot see in a PG movie. With that said, we saw the melting Nazis. I had nightmares.
So Seiko is now definitely in second, right, fighting the golden skeleton.
Ooh. Okay, and skeleton is dead. Very nice.
And Dragus is right behind. And Lena not that far behind. Also, right, so this is all pretty close here. Right, this is a game that's kind of brutal here on deaths.
Oh yeah. Oh no! Psycho, no!
Psycho has the same problem that Zell had.
Well, the knockback Dragus Cloud is in the same place, though.
But Dragus Cloud did something smart and was able to grab the ceiling.
Yeah.
And even if Dragus Cloud had not done so and fallen on the spikes, they have more health. He has more health.
Oh boy.
That puts Dragus in first. Everybody else is basically in the same spot. So we've had, I think, at some point in time so far in this match that everybody's been first. So what's really nice here is we're about halfway through the game. We will be when we complete this, and we're about halfway through the match. So we might see some completions here right about the end of the match.
Oh boy. Yeah, you know what? It's completely
looks
fine to have a little bit of a shorter game every once in a while.
Yeah, well, and especially if you're doing more streaming after this. So it looks like Zell took a death up in that upper section, so now Lena has now moved into second place. Because this game is pretty brutal here on deaths. So, the boss this level is like this mining guy, who you can, I believe, only damage by doing sword dives.
Well, it's like Scrooge McDuck. Except you're Scrooge McCat.
So, Lena needs to figure out who she has to kill to go get the key.
Oh boy. You know, why are the mice as big as the cat? What's the problem? And also, here's the deal. This is Shrek 2. Where are all the fairy tale creatures?
Well,
like, this is a really crappy cash-in, Corndan, because it doesn't even have anything to do with Shrek 2.
I mean, that's not my problem, right? Take that up with Activision, because they gave out the game.
Activision?
So Seiko moves on to 2-5.
Wait, is 2-5 the last stage?
In World 2, yes.
Oh, okay.
So
I was concerned that we were almost to the end of the game.
No, we have 2 more worlds after that.
Oh, good.
So we have time here.
I honestly wouldn't have been surprised.
Well, so yeah, it's so Zell is still like trying to go for all of the coins. It looks like.
Okay, so I'm seeing the description here, by the way. Control Puss in Boots and his friends, Shrek and... I'm not even telling you who the other friend is. As you experience... Yeah, oh, I do too. As you experience the Shrek 2 movie from an all-new perspective. Fight off all new enemies. Then how is that a new perspective? Fight off all new enemies. Yeah?
You know, if you're seeing a side of the movie that nobody ever saw anymore because it wasn't... It is a whole new perspective.
It's true, but it says a perspective of the movie, so it has to deal with the movie a little bit, right?
Well, I mean, if I look vaguely west, I can get a perspective of Utah that nobody's ever seen.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
Granted, it's like the other half of my house, but, you know, I'm looking at Utah. You just don't know it.
It also says that there are more than 20 challenging levels.
There are. There are, in fact, 21.
Are you serious? What an ad. What an ad. Who's the marketing person here? I gotta go check this out. Okay.
It is not wrong. You know?
Okay. Project manager. You know, I don't see anybody who did. Oh, there's... Okay, just looking. Director, Global Brand Management for Activision. They probably wrote that crap. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel Silverstein. You worked on Shrek 2, Nuclear Strike. The last game they marketed was Battlezone 98 Redux. And they apparently were demoted from Director of Global Brand Management to Marketing Associate. Okay.
Well, I mean, that would make sense after this game.
Well, I mean, it took multiple years to get to that point, you know. This is right in the middle of their repertoire of...
Suck.
Apparently, they just decide to tell Like, say, hey, you might get to the end in about 30 minutes. You know, slap that on the back of a video game case. Tell the truth. That's what caused her to be demoted, revealing Shrek's secrets.
Well, it's true. So, Seiko and Lena have both moved on to World 3, which starts off with Shrek punching skeletons again. So, we haven't talked about the final boss of this game, because who would you think the final boss in Shrek 2 would be?
Lord Farquaad? Like,
or no,
the fairy godmother.
You would think all of that, right?
Yeah.
Nope, it's Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Are you serious?
Yep.
A new perspective!
And that perspective is, why did Tweedledee and Tweedledum need to be the end boss?
Perspective is that they got it all wrong.
Yeah? Alright, we've got our third person moving on to World 3.
Ooh.
So we now also, Seiko moved on to 3-2, where we see our other character here, Donkey.
Donkey time! Oh yeah, kick with those back hooves, because that's totally how you kick as a donkey.
Well, it is. You clearly jump forward and kick with your back hooves.
You gotta turn around! This is not effective at all. Maybe that's why the knights take more than one hit.
Well, I mean, do you expect that Donkey was effective at what he did?
Well, no, he's kinda dumb.
I'm just saying,
no.
Right? It makes sense.
I don't know if he was dumb. He was just way too... He was in over his head. How about that?
Well, right, but I mean, Donkey hasn't been trained in donkey combat.
It's true. He's not a very good donkey.
Well, he might be a fine donkey. He's just not trained for donkey combat.
Okay. I mean, I guess. Yeah, enjoy kicking the spring. Donkeys do kick, they don't kick like that! Wow. Like, he wouldn't even be, like, a novice in donkey combat. He is, like, an uninitiated.
Well...
Donkey combat peasant.
You know, if we were playing Test Your Smite, he would be who you would give Smite the handicap. Smite would have to play as Donkey.
Oh. Poor Smite. I wouldn't do that to you, Smite, don't worry.
So, we now have Dragus making it into second, right, with Donkey.
Oh, baby. Good. By the way, this company went on to release basically all the Skylanders games.
Well... So I don't know
and Guitar Hero.
I mean, you can clearly see the beginnings of Guitar Hero in this.
Oh yeah. So nothing improved. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, they had a good thing going. No, I enjoyed Guitar Hero. Yes, it was a fad, but it was an awesome fad to have. No, this is Vicarious Visions. They are the ones who made the game. And I guess they were later absorbed by Activision, and Activision is like, no more. No more Guitar Hero. And it was a sad, well, I don't know, not necessarily a sad, no, Activision was like, oh no, 50 more Guitar Heroes, and then no more. What's Toys for Bob? I don't even know what that is.
That was Skylanders.
No, maybe they didn't make the first Skylanders, but they made other ones, including Spyro's Adventure, Skylanders Lost Island, Skylanders Giants, Skylanders Battlegrounds, and their most recent game is Destiny 2. Well.
So you can blame Shrek 2 for Destiny 2, guys.
Yes, it was a PC port. Ah. I love it.
I mean, it is pretty fantastic.
You know, at the same time, a lot of the times these companies don't really have a choice. Once the president's like, hey, we got a contract, you're making a Shrek 2 game, you have to have it out next month. Like, well, crap, okay. Let's just go ahead and try.
You know, I mean, come on. Next month is a little much, right? You can't even get ET out the door in under 5 weeks.
Yeah, that's really difficult. But, you know, I can't really blame the people who worked on it. Oftentimes it ends up being more of a management thing or just a contract thing rather than, hey, you know, you worked on a game that ended up not being great.
Well, and as we know from some of the games that have been on Kusogr4nde, right? Those games can lead you to great things.
Yeah.
Right? Like making Gordo 106 can lead you to make Diablo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty
now,
awesome.
Now we're kind of in one of these really stupid levels, right? Level 3-5 is another one of those walls because there's basically no floor to land on. If you miss a jump, you die.
Yeah, and Donkey apparently can't swim either.
Well, how many fairy tale characters know how to swim? I mean, Gingerbread Man can't swim; he'll just fall apart.
Yeah, but can you blame him? Pinocchio can swim. At least he can't drown. I know that much. He's made of wood.
Right, he just floats.
Yeah, so he's fine. Well, yeah, Ariel can swim, but she wasn't technically a fairy tale. She was created by Hans Christian Andersen.
And she wasn't in Shrek.
She was in the background somewhere.
Tina, you're correct. I mean, Pinocchio would be waterlogged, right? But Pinocchio would make it out okay.
Okay, let me just say, the animation when Donkey gets to the end of the level is actually really cute. I like it, Corndan. Because he just sort of hops around and he's like, yeah, I'm a donkey!
I mean, that was his whole point in the movie, was basically he's a donkey.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Tina, I mean, I got the pun. I just refuse to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Like, I would boo you, but I'm above that right now.
You know, I'm just thinking, if I got this game, I would be disappointed if I liked Shrek. If I didn't like Shrek, I would be like, why did you even get me this game? Whatever. But
I'm pretty sure that if I got this game as a kid, I would be disappointed after about 25 minutes.
Yeah, I never had a Game Boy or Game Boy Advance, though.
So, the Game Boy Advance came out when I was a senior in high school. Like, I bought it, right, like, basically the day it came out. I was working. Which means that somebody in my family would have had to hate me for me to get this game.
Oh, that would have been amazing. Or been a very confused grandmother. Wait, what is this with the view on Lenolietta's screen? Where do you go? Oh my gosh, blind jumps ahoy!
Well, Dragus made it onto World 4.
Nice.
So we only got like 6 levels left.
Not bad. More than 20 levels of action, Corndan.
It is more than... It is, in fact, 21.
Wow, that ad is technically correct. I really enjoy them.
It is technically correct, which is the best kind of correct.
Oh, it's a good kind of correct, yeah. Yeah, I like that back in the 90s, whenever you saw a number of levels listed, and it said more than... You always knew that it was like one more. And that's it.
Oh yeah. Well, or like if you hear a college talking about how they're they're in the top 37 in the country, you know they're 37.
Oh yeah. See, what you gotta do is add a little bit of a buffer below. You know.
Well, but you know, which sounds more prestigious? Saying you're in the top 50 or saying you're in the top 37?
No, say top 40, because 40 sounds just as good as 37. You say
that sounds like it's something that I'm gonna find out about from Casey Kasem.
Okay. I mean, you might. But yeah, if somebody said 37, well, I don't even know who he is. I'm gonna be honest.
The top 40 countdown on the radio.
Oh, okay.
Also, he was the voice of Shaggy and Scooby-Doo.
Which Scooby-Doo?
Like the old school Scooby-Doo.
Oh, all of them? Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know who he was. I've heard his name, but I didn't listen to the top 40 stuff. Like, basically, when I was a kid, I knew Beach Boys was a band, and that's about it.
But you saw Poltergeist as a kid?
Yeah. Poltergeist didn't have any other bands on it. They didn't have, like, Pink Floyd. Just had spooky ghost music, that's all.
Yes, that's true. So Pink Floyd is worse than Poltergeist.
No. I'm just saying that if Poltergeist would have had Pink Floyd, I would have been a more cultured child, you know?
Oh, I thought you were saying if Pink Floyd had or Poltergeist had Pink Floyd on it, you wouldn't have been able to watch Poltergeist.
No, it would have been fine, I think.
Alright, so Elysium has moved on to World 4.
Nice. Corndan, give me 1 minute and I will be right back.
Alright. So far, this has been a pretty close match. Dragus and Psycho and Zell are all pretty close. Luna's not that far behind either. Yeah, I think Casey Kasem was just a disc jockey. Yeah.
I'm back.
You're back.
Oh yeah. What did I miss?
You missed that Lena just made it to World 4.
Yes, everybody is on to the spooky level.
Everyone is on the spooky level. So Dragus is on the 4-3.
Nice.
Just in the castle.
Oh, good.
Dragon's the first one there. Zella's in 4-2, and Psycho's in 4-2.
Okay, gotcha.
And then
It's
still pretty close. One good run, especially because a death takes you all the way back to the beginning of the level. There's definitely room for anybody's game still here. With like 10 minutes to go, about 10 minutes to go.
yeah. Is it bad that this is pretty much the best Shrek game I've ever seen?
I don't know. The GameCube Shrek game that was on BBG was pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, that was amazing, but let's be honest, it was bad, but in an amazing way.
I mean, has there been a good Shrek game? I'm not really sure.
No, I don't think so. This is like the most average of all Shrek games.
This one is probably the most mediocre, yeah.
See, they should have put that as an advertisement. Like, reviewers are raving about how mediocre our game is. Better than more than 20 levels.
Well, I mean, so let's be a little honest here, right? This game probably wouldn't be in Kusogr4nde if it weren't for the Shrek license.
Oh, most likely, yeah.
Right, like, probably the same for the Shrek Kart as well, right? Not a good game, but made worse by the fact that you're expecting something better out of the Shrek license than what you got.
I was expecting something worse out of Shrek license than what I got.
Well, you kind of hope for something worse, right? Like,
well, yeah.
The most memorable games are either good or good.
Yeah, I agree with you. And this is okay.
It's not great. It's not the worst Shrek game.
Yeah, I think if some kids played this, not every kid, but some kids would be pretty okay with it.
That's because they don't know anything.
It's true.
So, I mean, this is the problem with the new Bubsy game. Only Med. Right, I mean, in the Med it's Bubsy, but...
Oh, yeah.
So I think Zella's getting really close to going in the castle.
Do it! Then there we go. Zell has finished the level. Moving on. Oh, I do remember there was some Shrek party game. And it was bad.
I mean, I know of the Shrek party game, but I've never played it. That sounds like an in-person live competition to have at a GDQ.
I'm not sure if I disliked it more than the Rugrats Mario Party-like game. Because I hated that. I really disliked it.
But you know what game is actually entertaining and how awful it is?
What?
But you have to play it with a whole bunch of people, is the Wipeout game for Wii. And it is completely awful.
Really?
But it's so idiotic, it's entertaining.
Well, that sounds magical.
I mean, it's totally magical in a Kusogr4nde sort of sense. Mike, wrong Wipeout. This is Wipeout, the TV show, the game, not Wipeout, like, the racing game.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Yeah, exactly. So Ascorian, this game it's probably the best Shrek game, but that doesn't make it very good.
Shrek Super Slam is better than this. Oh, ooh.
Well,
okay, we gotta check that out, Corndan.
We do. I mean, that sounds like fighting words.
You know what?
Right.
I still love Fairy Tale Freakden. Yeah. So at this point, it's really like it still is anyone's game. Lenilietta is getting into the castle. I think it's going to be a little bit hard for her to catch up. Not impossible, but hard.
Not impossible. I mean, she has been in first. Right. None of it is super impossible. Right. Dragus is in first. So as long as they keep going the way they have, he'll probably hold it. Right. But, you know, one death here is all it takes, especially one death at the end of the right is the worst. What do the Clovers do? I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, Mr. Psycho took a death. That's a little bit rough, because that allows Lenilietta to possibly move ahead of her.
Yeah. I mean, so here's the thing about this game, guys. I looked for the manual and everything on this, and I didn't find it.
You found nothing?
So I literally only know what I've either played or seen in videos. Like, for instance, we're now on the final boss of the game on Dragus' screen.
Ooh.
And Dragus is not going to beat it like this. Right? This final boss strategy is completely stupid. It's Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And what you have to do is not fight it with the sword. You have to go jump up, right? Avoid the arrows. Then go all the way over to the left and get the poison apple. Remember the one that I told you is basically completely useless? So you get down here, you drop the bomb, it explodes, right? And you have to do it like a couple times. So what am I the harbinger for? Apparently it's Doom. Right, according to, which?
I love it. Well, one, I'm not sure if it's Tweedledee or Tweedledum, but one of them is Tweedledead.
Yep. And like, there's the other one, but you know what? You died first.
I think Dragus Cloud is going to get it this next time.
I think so too. Right, we got 3 minutes left.
Yeah, Zell's a little bit behind, but I think it's still enough that Dragus Cloud is fairly safe.
Yeah. Everybody else is still close behind, but because Dragus Cloud made it to stage 6, and stage 6 is literally just the boss.
Zell falling into a pit right there. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm a little bit worried because Zell took a death. Could people pass him?
Yes. Okay.
Oh boy. This is starting to get close. We've got 2 minutes left as well.
We got 2.
Mr. Psycho moving on. I think this is the same level that Zell is on.
I believe so too. Dragus Cloud will have this. I think it only takes like 1 minute.
Lenilietta is through the door that Psycho needed to go through a little bit earlier. It's neck and neck between those two.
So, Dragus Cloud has finished the game.
Nice! Time for the moral of the story, everybody.
And they're confused because they think there's more to it. There's not. They're done.
It wasn't much of an ending, Corndan.
I know. In fact, it was no ending. You just finished the level on that. I'm gonna let them know they're finished.
Good.
Because they're totally confused.
I love it. I love it. We've got 20 seconds left.
There's no ending. It's literally you just finished. Like, okay, you defeated Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and that's it.
Oh my gosh. I don't know who's going to take the victory between Psycho and Lena Lieta. Or, like, between third and fourth. But
I have no idea.
I'm just happy because we get to stop this music and listen to something that was made by human beings. Oh,
well,
my
I mean,
gosh.
this was made by human beings.
Which ones?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't me.
That is fair enough. Well, that is time. Dragus definitely took first. Zell took second. Lenalia and Mr. Psycho. We think that's the... Well, no, I honestly have no clue.
I have no idea.
At all. Like, what a match.
This game is so bad, guys. No, this game is terribly mediocre. Right, it's a great Shrek game, and that's not really saying much for it.
It's not the best Shrek game in the world. Looks like Lena Lieta has turned into a cube. That's fun. I like cubes. Dragus was asking, what's the excuse for getting coins in this game? And we have no idea.
We have no idea. We have no idea what the four-leaf clover is.
Hello, Dragus. Welcome and congrats on the victory.
Thanks.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts about the game?
It ended up being easier than I was thinking.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I realized that at some point they didn't trick you with coins ever.
Yeah, we have no idea what the coins are for.
Well, I mean where they're positioned.
Yeah.
There's no traps with them.
Yeah, they don't really trap you. I think the main thing, possibly, what was the rating for this game? Let me see. Because it was rated E for everyone. It's definitely a game that's made more for children than anything else. So, yeah, I think once you figure that out, you can pretty much rest assured that it's going to be a little bit safe.
Yeah.
So how'd you like the ending to that game?
Let's see. What kind of boss fight is this?
Yeah, did you realize you finished the game?
I'm like, when it threw me back, when I was hitting through trying to get to the next level and it threw me back into the boss fight, I'm like, this isn't right.
Yeah, that... We saw that you jump back into it, and then you're like, wait, what? And then searching around in the menu for another level. That's just how it ends. I don't know. Good job. Oh, but...
Like 20 seconds left or something like that.
Yeah, I knew I was going to be at the wire.
Was there anything that was particularly difficult about the game for you?
At some point, one of the levels had a whole bunch of the lava areas. Are they lava?
Lava?
Or are they blue?
Water?
Well, I mean, there was that one level that had all the blind jumps and all the pits. Everybody fell in that, like, so much.
Oh, yeah. So, I honestly cannot blame you for falling in those. Still, though, Dragus, fantastic job. What's going on in your life now? Are you streaming any games these days, or just sort of kicking back?
Yeah, kicking back. I've slowed down on playing randomizer, so I haven't been doing that much streaming.
No more rando. You've been free.